What is up, gamers? This is Getting Baked, the official baked goods podcast. This is the second episode, so if you are joining us for the first time today, be sure to go back and look at a bunch of mellophone foreheads. Um, Before we begin today, I just want to announce that we have a sponsor for this video. This video is brought to you by my calculus professor, who conveniently projected the first three questions of the actual exam instead of a practice version. And for that, I just want to thank you, Dr. Dar, if you're listening. You're a real one, homie. So today's topic is going to be about the highly anticipated Jackbox Party Pack 6, which just released on all major platforms on October 17th. This is the sixth game in the Jackbox Party Pack series, and this is one of my favorite party game series of all time. It's super fun to play with a bunch of friends, and I consider myself a Jackbox connoisseur at this point. So I just thought I would give my opinion on the new games released in the party pack, so that if you consider purchasing it, you know what to expect, and if you expect to play it in the future, you will know exactly what you're in for. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy the pink bathroom theme this game purports. The order in which I'm going to talk about the games in the party pack is going to be based on how they actually appear in the party pack. So don't think that I'm going in a specific order, because I'm not. I'm just going in the order that they appear in the game. So the first game that shows up when you open up the party pack is Trivia Murder Party 2. This is, of course, the sequel to Trivia Murder Party, which first appeared in Jackbox Party Pack 3. It is my opinion that Trivia Murder Party is the best Jackbox game. So obviously I was very excited when I heard they announced that there was going to be a sequel coming in this party pack. So I'll give my thoughts on it a little bit later. First, I'll explain what Trivia Murder Party is. It's essentially a trivia game with a horror movie theme, kind of. You've basically been kidnapped by a serial killer that makes you and your friends compete against each other by answering trivia questions. And if you get a question wrong, you and everyone else that got the question wrong have to compete in a mini game to the death. And then once the last person is alive, you go into a final round where one person will eventually escape. So this game is super fun. It's a trivia game, and trivia games are the best game format, in my opinion, because everyone loves trivia, and it's something that, especially these questions, are so random. It's something anyone can be good at. There are new mini games in this compared to the original, and some of them are just a lot more in depth than the mini games found in the original. Like there's always a drawing mini game because it's Jackbox, and in this game you're drawing tattoos on someone's back, and you can like see what the people are drawing as they do it on the screen, and that's just hilarious. There are games that they're more heavily influenced by player interactions. The one that specifically comes to mind is called Passwords, where you think of a four-letter password, and then everyone else has to like guess the password, and if they can get it, you die, and that's just so much fun to find out. And of course, there are brand new trivia questions in this game. I cannot think of any conceivable flaw one might have with this game. So this is a very solid addition to the Jackbox family. This is probably in the top 5 best games of all the party packs, and I think it really improved upon the original. The next game in this party pack is called Role Models. I was very skeptical about what this game would be when I first heard about it. It's basically like a personality test type of thing, and I was very curious on how they would actually implement that into the Jackbox formula and like how it would be actually fun to play. And I came in with very low expectations for this game, but I will say I was absolutely blown away at everything this game contained. Essentially, you and your friends, you can choose a category at the beginning of the round, and inside the category there will be 6 different personalities per se, based on the category you picked. So, for example, the first time I ever played this, the category was places to pee. So there were things like urinals, the stall, an alley, your pants, the pool, just things like that. It was amazing. And you basically assign everyone that's playing a different thing from that category, and then everyone gets assigned a thing based on who voted them for what. And by the end of the game, it assigns you a personality essentially, and most of the time they're spot on. The first time I played this, I got bold super fool or something like that. It was accidental bold super fool, and that, if you know me, you know how accurate that is. This is very fun to play with people that you're close with. If you're good friends with people you're playing with, you will be laughing your ass off the entire time. And this is a game that is engaging all the way through. I don't think I've ever gotten bored watching this game, and we played it a few times. The only downsides I can see with this game are the low player count. You can only play it with 6 people max, which kind of stinks because like normally 8 is the average value for these games, but I think it works well at 6 people because it keeps the pace of the game in time. And the other concern I have is the replayability. I think if you play this with the same group of people over and over again, you will eventually get bored. But like I said, I played this game a few times and I didn't really have that problem yet. So this is another outstanding Jackbox game. This game is absolutely mind-blowingly entertaining. I recommend playing this as soon as you can. The next game is Joke Boat. This is a take on stand-up comedy. You're essentially on a cruise ship and you're each writing your own stand-up comedy jokes. This game wasn't the best in terms of comedic value based on the people I was playing with. If you want to actually get the most out of this game, I recommend playing it with people who are very good at writing your own jokes, because that is what this game expects of you. And if you're not comfortable doing that, or you're not playing with people that are comfortable doing that, I think this game will kind of fall flat for you. But if you play this with funny people, I think you'll have a great time. Another thing about this game is I think it takes, at least it seems like it takes a little too long, even though there are only 2 rounds and you only write 3 things. This game just dragged on and it felt like it took forever. And I was only playing this game with 6 people, not the maximum value of 8. So this game definitely is on the lower side. I don't want to call it bad necessarily, but I think it really depends on who you're playing this with in order to get the most bang for your buck. The next game in this party pack is called Dictionarium. This is a game where essentially the game gives you a made-up word, and you and all your friends have to define that word. So like the first word we got was crawndab, CRAWNDAB. So obviously that's a made-up word, and we all came up with different definitions for it. And you vote and see which definition everyone likes, and then based on that definition, people come up with their own made-up words that's a synonym for that word. And then after you pick your favorite synonym, everyone makes their own sentence using that synonym. So that's the whole game. It's only 3 rounds and it's really quick. This game was probably the least enjoyable game for me out of this entire party pack, just because the theme isn't really that interesting, and like there's only so much you can do with made up words before it kind of starts getting old. The one thing I did like about this game, however, is that it has an archive feature where every word you make up in every game is saved. So you can go back and look at all the made up words you have. So I think over time that'll be a cool feature. But with all the other great games in this pack, I don't think this game will get barely any playtime. I think it's best spent somewhere else. And the last game on this party pack is called Push the Button. This is very similar to games like Mafia, Werewolf, or even Secret Hitler. Basically, you and all your friends are on a spaceship and you've been awoken from hypersleep by the computer because the computer has sensed alien life forms have boarded the ship and invaded. And some of your friends are actually aliens disguised as humans. And you have a certain time limit to find the aliens and kick them off the ship. Otherwise, they will basically kill everyone. This game was a blast to play. It's like a social deduction mystery game. So if you're into that kind of thing, you will love the shit out of this game. It has a lot of loudness and yelling and accusing each other. You're the alien. No, you're the alien. How it works is essentially each round a different captain will be chosen based on some random player order, and the captain will pick different mini games to send players to. So, for example, there's a drawing mini game, there's a question answering mini game, there's an opinion mini game, and all the human players will get the same prompt. So, for example, if it's a drawing, it'll say draw snow melting. But if you're an alien, you'll get a different prompt. So, for our example, it would be draw water spilling. And so after everyone answers, you compare all the answers and you say, hey, some of these look fishy. And then you talk about, like, why are they fishy? Is this person just bad at drawing or are they actually an alien? And as the game progresses, you'll slowly try to figure out who the aliens are. Except the aliens will gain the ability to hack humans, which will give them the alien prompt. And they can also unhack, in air quotes, because I'm not sure what the exact term is, they can unhack their alien teammates to give them the human prompt. So someone could look suspicious, but maybe it's because they got hacked. And someone could seem not suspicious, but maybe it's because they were unhacked. And so the chaos ensues, all while there's a ticking timer ticking down. And eventually you have to push the button, which sends you to the airlock room. And the person who pushed the button puts people in the airlock, and everyone else on the ship votes. And if everyone unanimously votes yes, the people in the airlock are kicked out of the ship and sent into space, and it is revealed if they are aliens or not. And if all the aliens were kicked off, the humans win. But if there's an alien still on the ship because a human got kicked off, then the aliens win. So it's a really tense game. It's so much fun if you like that social deduction type of game. One of the downsides is all the players involved have to be pretty heavily invested throughout the entire game. Otherwise, it just won't really be that fun for everyone. And it can be on the longer side. I played with 8 people, and I think the timer started at 18 minutes. So if you can't focus for 15 to 20 minutes, this game might not be for you, but otherwise I thought it was an absolute blast to play. So my favorite game from this party pack would probably be Trivia Murder Party 2. The game I was most surprised by would definitely be Role Models, and I think that Push the Button is a very solid addition to the Jackbox family. I think Joke Boat has potential, but it comes off as kind of weak, and I think Dictionarium is probably the worst game on this pack. So thank you for listening to Getting Baked. I'm glad you came back. If you watched the first one before, I love Jackbox games, so this was totally fun for me to make. These were just based entirely on first impressions, so I could be wrong. Dictionarium could be the best fucking game in the world, and I'm just an idiot for calling it bad, but I like to think that I have some idea about what I'm talking about. So thank you for listening to my podcast. Tune in next time. to listen to me count to 100 trillion in one take. Peace.